That nagging fear that your beliefs, your entire sense of purpose, what if it's all been a fraud? For many, Harvard professor Avi Loeb's speculation that the Ray Atlas may be an alien technology is that final, terrifying moment. It feels like evidence that all human-centric religion is false. But what if this new crisis isn't new? What if the real evidence isn't the Ray Atlas, but what was found on photographic plates over 70 years ago? I'm going to show you how 14th century Jewish mystics already had a framework for a universe full of intelligent beings, and why it means that you are more special, not less. What if aliens don't disprove the Bible? They're just the part you've never been told about.
You think 3 Atlas a comet or an alien spacecraft?
Oh, it's just a natural phenomenon. Definitely a comet.
Alien tech for sure.
You've seen the data, right? Oh, it's just a natural phenomenon. Alien tech, for sure. I'm leaning towards something artificial.
I'm Dr. Yosef Wolf, and I have one foot in the world of Torah and the other in the world of hard science and technology. My goal is to show you where these two worlds don't just meet, but they're actually one integrated whole. So today, we're asking the big question. If 3i Atlas is alien tech, does it disprove the Bible? First, we'll look at the science, all the bizarre anomalies that have astrophysicists like Avi Loeb so suspicious. Second, we'll dive into what the Torah actually says about life on other planets. And you'll be shocked to find that it's been waiting for this conversation. Third, we'll discover the one thing that separates humanity from any other being in the universe. And finally, we'll connect all of this to that 70-year-old evidence and a mind-blowing prophecy from the Zohar. So, why are so many scientists so focused on 3i Atlas? They're not just guessing, they're intrigued by a specific list of baffling scientific anomalies. But before we continue, remember to sign up for my newsletter so you don't miss the sneak peek of my upcoming Torah and Science book. The link is below the subscribe button. As many science channels have detailed, here's a partial summary of what's so weird about this object. First, its orbit. It's on a high-speed hyperbolic trajectory, confirming it's from outside our solar system. But as it's flying through our solar system, its path is aligned almost perfectly within just a few degrees with the flat disk where all of our planets orbit. And this allows it to have very close flybys to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. The odds of that are astronomically tiny. Second, its brightness and tail. When it was first observed, it was much brighter than we would expect a comet to be at its distance from the sun. As it got closer, it predictably formed a tail, but in a way that has almost never been observed before. It was pointing towards the sun, not away from it, which seems to defy physics for a naturally formed comet. Third, its chemistry is just bizarre. It started out emitting mostly carbon dioxide, not water, which is why it was active so far from the sun. Then, it suddenly blasted out massive amounts of water. And fourth, its metals. For a while, it was detected emitting nickel without any iron, which is almost unheard of in nature, before iron finally appeared later. But while the list goes on, the crazy theory is about its hideout. Loeb points out that the object's closest, most active approach to the sun is happening right now, at the end of October. At the exact time, it will be completely hidden from our telescopes by the sun. And given its inability to register a meaningful gravitational pull on Mars, along with an unexplainable rotational stability, Loeb is also proposing that the 3i Atlas may be a hollow object, which would never form naturally. Therefore, he's openly asking, is this just a coincidence? Or is this alien technology intentionally performing a propulsive burn, what's called an Oberth maneuver, to change its trajectory while it's hidden from view?
Rockets burn fuel most efficiently when moving fastest, a surprising quirk of physics called the Oberth effect. The Oberth effect means that firing engines at high speed generates more kinetic energy change than at low speed, even with the same fuel burn. This happens because kinetic energy depends on the square of velocity, so a small increase at high speed adds more energy than the same increase at low speed. Space missions use the Oberth effect to save fuel by timing engine burns near orbital periapsis, where spacecraft move fastest. Mastering this effect reduces fuel needs, extends mission range, and makes space travel more feasible. The Oberth effect reveals how physics helps spacecraft push farther with less fuel.
And physicist Michio Kaku has also thrown his opinion into the ring. So, if both of them are right, if this is a probe, what does that do to the Bible? To our belief that we are special? If we're not alone in the cosmos, does our entire faith collapse? If you'd like to sponsor one of these classes, whether in honor or memory of a loved one, reach out to make a tax-deductible donation. The link is in the description. Not only does our faith not collapse, Judaism has been waiting for this conversation for over 600 years. This isn't a new idea. Back in the 1300s, the Jewish philosopher Rabbi Chasdei Kreskas, in his major work Or Hashem, analyzed this very question. He concluded that nothing in the Torah prevents the existence of other inhabited planets. He philosophically opened the door to today's conversation. But then, in the 1700s, the Kabbalistic text Sefer HaBris HaShalem by Rabbi Pinchas Horowitz blew that door wide open. The author doesn't just say it's possible, he states explicitly that there are physical planets with life. And this isn't just some obscure text. At the time of the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969, the Lubavitcher Rebbe gave a landmark address on Shabbos of Parshas Devarim. He stated that the idea of God's power being limited to just one planet is, frankly, absurd. He took it as a given that life could exist elsewhere. The Rebbe also gave biblical sources based on the book of Judges, where Devorah, the prophetess, sings about the victory of Barak over Sisera. In her song, she says, "Cursed be Meroz. Cursed be its inhabitants," says the angel of God. Where is Meroz and who are its inhabitants? The Talmud gives two explanations, one of them being that Meroz is a star or a planet. The heavenly bodies had also come to help the Israelites, as Devorah stated just one verse earlier, "From the heavens they fought, the stars from their orbits." This star, however, which was the dominant star of Sisera, apparently did not come to their aid, and so General Barak penalized Meroz and its inhabitants. And in Hebrew, the word for star is the same as planet. In fact, there's a famous story of the Rebbe's conversation with Professor Velvl Greene, a scientist who was literally working for NASA on a project to find life on Mars. Dr. Greene was hesitant, but the Rebbe encouraged him, saying, "Look for life on Mars, and if you don't find it there, look somewhere else." To say there is no life outside of Earth is to put limitations on the Creator. But all of these sources, from the 14th century philosopher to the 18th century Kabbalist to the 20th century Rebbe, all make one crucial distinction. They say that these otherworldly beings do not possess bechira, free will. This is the entire key. Leave a comment if you want me to delve deeper into this idea in a future video. This brings us to the real question: what makes humanity special? It is not our intelligence. Intelligence is just processing power. An ant colony is intelligent. A supercomputer is very intelligent. This 3A Atlas probe could be operated by hyper-intelligent beings. But the Torah says we are created with a neshama, with a soul. This gives humans consciousness, the awareness of self, and the moral capacity to choose good over evil, to override our programming. The Torah isn't a science textbook for the galaxy. It's an instruction manual for the only beings in the universe who have this moral choice. Earth is the unique battleground for free will. So let's follow this logic. If there are beings out there who are hyper-intelligent but have no free will, what does that sound like? In the Torah, an angel, a malach, is just a messenger. It's a being that perfectly and automatically executes God's will. It's programmed with a mission. It has no bechira. It can't choose to do something else. Now, look at the pop culture gray alien. No emotion, a hive mind, a singular mysterious purpose. The Sefer Brit's alien and the Torah's angel are functionally the same thing. They are part of nature, not partners in creation. We are the partners that God chose to fulfill his ultimate desire and the reason why he created not just the universe, but our world. When we review a new paper that just analyzed photographic plates from before Sputnik, from 1949 to 1957, the authors found light signatures of what they call highly artificial objects in Earth's orbit, 5 moving lights in a row. One of their sightings even coincided with the famous 1952 Washington Flap UFO event. So, whether it's 1952 or 3A Atlas in 2025 or ancient times, the Torah gives us a framework. The ancient aliens theory says advanced beings were our gods. The Torah says, no. The ancient people weren't stupid. They were spiritually sensitive. When the prophet Ezekiel had his vision of the wheel within a wheel, he wasn't seeing a spaceship. He was seeing a Merkava, a divine chariot. He was seeing the Malachim, the angels, the staff. These beings were the messengers, the staff of the king. We are God's children, and this brings us to an incredible prophecy. The Zohar states that in the era heralding the coming of Mashiach, a star will appear from the east, a purple star, and it will be a sign. Now, let's look at the signs for a second. This 3A Atlas object, this mysterious probe in our thumbnail, is often depicted with a prominent green jet. And what is the exact complementary color to purple? It's green. A strange artificial green visitor appearing at the same time our mystics have prophesied a purple star. It's a sign that the veil between the physical and the spiritual is thinning. So, does 3A Atlas, even if it is a hyper-intelligent alien probe, disprove the Bible? Absolutely not. If anything, it confirms what our mystics have been saying for millennia. A vast universe does not make us insignificant. It makes our choice that much more significant. The whole purpose of creation, according to Jewish mysticism, is for God to have a dwelling place in the lowest realms. Why is Earth the lowest world? It's not about location. It's the only world with the chaos and darkness of moral choice. All those other intelligent, angelic worlds, they're part of the divine upstairs. They have no choice but to be good. We are the downstairs. We are the only beings in the entire universe who can, in the midst of darkness, choose to build that dwelling place for God through our performance of his mitzvahs and study of his Torah. The universe is big, but your choice is bigger. That's at the heart of the real intersection of Torah and science. If this changed your perspective, click here to see similar videos in my unique Torah and Science series. And click on the solid bell icon when you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another video. Lastly, click the share button to spread these unique insights with family and friends.